Disney World.
Going to Disney World.
Ben, you've been learning a bunch. How would you encourage people who want to learn woodworking to start learning woodworking?
Well, that's kind of a hard answer.
No, that's an easy one. That's what this is all about and what we're doing. So you say, go to our YouTube channel and start watching all the videos. You'll learn a ton of stuff.
Start going down to our YouTube channel.
And watching it. There you go. That's
Also,
exactly
too, I mean, there's a big thing about just trying, right? You just tried, right? How has your journey been learning woodworking?
Good. I got to use how to use a hand plane. I got to use how to do a lot of things.
Yeah, you've used pretty much every tool in the shop.
And Tim, we have a lot of subscribers and commenters that talk about how they really desire to teach their kids or their grandkids. If you're talking to a parent, a grandparent, how would you encourage them to get their grandchild involved? Because you've navigated schedules and holidays and all that, but Ben is pretty consistent in the shop. How would you encourage someone to get their family member involved?
I would say the best thing to do is start out with simple, easy projects and just teach them something. And the biggest thing, of course, you teach is safety, because you got to do that first in order to make it a great experience. Because if there's ever an incident in the shop that's a negative, somebody gets hurt, somebody has an injury, whatever, that's the quickest way to get somebody to stop doing woodworking. So go out there and be safety conscious. And if you're not so good at doing it yourself, learn. There's a million resources out on YouTube. We happen to like this one, but go to those and use those. It's a great learning opportunity, and then go ahead and teach it. And invariably, the person that gets the most out of that educational experience is the person who's teaching it. You know, and provided you're teaching from the perspective of wanting that student to learn how to do stuff and learn the right way to do it. Because the skills that Benjamin is learning, you know, now at 8 years old, are skills he's going to take with him for the rest of his life, whether that's a woodworking skill or a life skill. You know, so you have to be cognizant of what you're communicating, how you're communicating it, and make it the best you can possibly deliver. That's what we're trying to do here.
Before we did any of the YouTube stuff, you did stuff with Ben. What were some of the first projects you introduced Benjamin to?
Oh man, we've done bunches of cutting boards, a bunch of Keepsake boxes. Remember that fancy Keepsake box we did here not too long ago? Sits right in the living room at your house, which is really cool. Basic stuff, and literally we started out with Benjamin grabbing a drill. Hang on, buddy. This is Benjamin's drill off of the tool wall. And we started out, every time Benjamin would come over, he would want to come down to the shop and grab this hand drill, an old egg beater, put a bit in it and drill holes. You know, then we started out doing molding, or not molding planes, but block planes, and just planing the edge off a board. And from that, you experience the success of operating a drill by seeing the hole when you're done. And with the block plane, you'd see the shavings rolling off it. So you get the immediate satisfaction of being successful at picking up a skill set. And then you just learn to apply it to other applications. It works out really good. So that's kind of how we got rolling on it and got started on it. And fortunately for Benjamin, he likes doing it. He likes to learn. He's a great learner. He's a great student. He's just a good kid. And a couple weeks ago, he was down here, and he got in the house, and he said, "Grandpa, can we go downstairs? I got a couple questions on some of them tools." We came down here and spent part of the day just exploring tools, what different things did and how they did it. Benjamin learned from that. You know, so you know this plane is probably 100 years old or close to it. It's going to be here for another 100 years, and Benjamin's going to own it for all those that he gets to be here on this planet. You know, his hand plane is going to use it.
So we're talking about teaching Benjamin, but really along the way, you kind of learned just a little bit more than about just teaching Benjamin, because everyone who's watching is also Benjamin, right?
Yeah, everybody that watches can be a Benjamin. You know, we're teaching Benjamin, leaving a legacy. Anybody who wants to can call themselves Benjamin and learn from the content that we're putting out there. give them a great opportunity to learn. And that's, you can never learn everything and know all of it, but you can learn a whole bunch, and I liken woodworking to the Pope, head of the Catholic Church, probably knows the Bible pretty well, one would presume. I bet he studies it every single day, without question. Woodworking is no different. You can't possibly know all of it. All you can do is continue to learn, hone your skills, polish your skills, and get better at what you do, and make different things. And there's nothing worse than somebody who has the tools, has a little knowledge, but won't use it. Because it's kind of like a waste. And I've run into a number of people that are afraid to do anything in the shop for fear of the project not going well or being ruined. It's only wood. So what if you ruin your project? Throw it in the fire pit and enjoy the heat. There's plenty more trees. We can cut them down and send them to their final destiny. That walnut table that we just made a while back. That was a big walnut tree one day. That's going to be a table in the house of that family for the next 50 years probably. They're young enough it'll last them that long, and their kid's going to end up with it. That's a family heirloom thing that we got to create, which is pretty cool. And there's nothing better than making things that are going to have a life beyond us. Leave a legacy.
So I have another question for you. All of our videos are about woodworking.
Yeah.
But people could apply the same exact teaching methods for other things, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's, people hear the word art, they automatically think of painting on a wall for the most part, right? Well, what about pottery? It's made from earth. What about steel? It's made from iron ore. It comes out of the earth. Your paints, your paints come from oils or watercolors. It just so happens for us that we express our creativity through wood. The means of expression of our creativity just happens to grow on trees. So wood, as an art form, is no less art than a painting on a wall. It's just expressed in a different medium. My buddy Dan, who's a famous potter, he uses clay. That's the expression for his medium is pottery. So we can use wood as our art form. There's nothing that says a piece of furniture can't be a piece of art just as well.
How would you, Benjamin, people who are watching this right now, maybe they're watching it and they're maybe thinking, man, this has been so fun to be part of this journey, or they're like, man, I know they're saying to go get started, I don't know what to do. How would you encourage somebody that's watching?
To encourage someone to woodwork?
Sure.
I would encourage him by showing our projects, like
showing what can be accomplished.
Like our pen we made, or the Keepsake box we did.
Yeah.
Or even restoring a hand plane, and even cleaning it.
You just want them to know it's possible. They can do it.
Yeah, it's all possible. Cool. And where we go forward from here, I kind of liken it to driving a car. And that when you're driving a car, where you look? Right out the front windshield, right? You don't drive it, do you? No. We don't tell your mother that anyway when we do. When you're driving down the road in a car, you're looking out the windshield, this great big windshield, and you can see everything in front of you, right? So what's the rearview mirror look like that's always on the windshield? Little thing like this. So if we're going to spend our time looking in the rearview mirror, we're not looking forward at what the future holds for us. So use the two proportionally. We're looking forward. We got this big panoramic view out of our windshield going ahead of us. We're looking in the rearview mirror once in a while just to see where we've been, but we're looking straight forward because that's where we're going. We're going to take this as far as we can with capturing every bit of woodworking knowledge that we can and putting it in an environment where Benjamin can keep it and learn from it for years. 50 years down the road, you might decide you want to learn and restore another hand plane. Look back on it and see. You want to build that Keepsake box or make that pen again, that information will always be there. So that's what we're looking to do. Send that legacy forward. Teaching Benjamin, leave him a legacy.
Will you thank your subscribers and tell them you'll see them again sometime soon?
Yeah.
Say thank you to your subscribers.
Thank you for watching us make things and appreciating how we make them and how you like our creations. Like that penthouse smooth it was. That was pretty awesome.
That's pretty awesome, yeah. Well, so thank you guys for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for the views. Thank you for creating an environment here where we can teach Ben's all the stuff that we need to teach him and give him that legacy and all that. And you're pretty good at this, bud. You're even pretty good on camera. It's pretty neat, man. People are going to get to watch you grow up. Someday you're going to be a gray-haired old fart sitting back and watching these old videos like this. It's going to be pretty cool. So 15,000 subscribers is an awesome number. 5.5 million views. It's all awesome, beyond our wildest expectations. So thank you.
Bye.